Let's see.
Hey, looks like we're live
Coming at you live. Where are
from New
you?
York.
Live from New York. It's Wednesday Night Live.
Hell yeah. So what'd you pick up today, man?
Oh baby. Hold on, let me just get the let me get this fired up.
Oh, you're getting it situated so you can see the
Yeah,
chat?
yeah.
Important. Oh, we got poor Mike. What up, dude?
Poor Mike. My
Poor
guy.
Mike. Poor Mike did a first video the other day.
He did?
Not too shabby.
Mike, I'm gonna sub up to you right now because I don't think I have. So Mike, oh there he is. Subscribe. You got 33 subscribers now, Mike. True first. Awesome. Very awesome.
Yeah.
Good, man. Welcome to the comic YouTube verse.
Yeah, that's a weird universe.
Yeah, right?
All right, so we are live today. Me and Comic Head. I'm Comic Head is the other guy. I'm D Runk, and we're chatting about some of the books that we picked up today and some of the stuff that we read. So, Comic Head, what was your favorite book of the week?
Favorite book of the week is Uncanny X-Men. What number was it?
11.
Uncanny X-Men 11. Because I have pivoted to, I pick up some stuff digitally, some stuff hard copy. So these are my hard copy pickups, but my pick of the week is X-Men 11. Cyclops is back, baby.
X-Men 11. Cyclops is back.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Dude, who wrote that issue?
Ooh, we are looking at, you know what? I like my, do you have an app for your phone called CLZ? Have you ever heard of that?
I have CLZ, brother. I
love
it.
That is where I go to find out who did the cover art for the book that I'm reading.
Are you good about keeping? I've been slacking on logging my stuff in there because see how I got. When I first got back into, and I rebagged and board like my whole collection. I actually logged everything in there, but I've been slacking.
Yeah, we were written. This book was written by Matthew Rosenberg. And to answer your question, I have failed at logging my books at times, but now that's yeah. Poor Mike uses that too. That's a good call, man. I realize that if I don't do it when I bring it home, I forget, and it goes in a stack, and then it goes in a box, and then my app is off. And that app is useful so I don't buy doubles of shit,
Right. And sometimes if you're trying to fill out a run of something, which ones am I missing on that run? You can put a want list on it. It's cool, man. It's pretty cheap. I think it's like a one-time payment or an annual payment.
Yeah. My favorite thing too is, you and I, we both collect a lot of slabbed comic books. I'll take a picture of my slabbed comic book, and it'll have that as the cover. You can change the cover art of a book in the application. So, glare and shit, but you can get your slabs in there, which is really cool.
And have you the ones that I have slabbed scanned in there? I have them tagged as slabs. I don't know if you ever tag them. But so I have a separate folder for all the books that I have slabbed and all that shit. So.
For mine, I've got it where you can put a grade in there.
Yes.
And I've got it so that it shows my CGC 9.8s, my CBCS 9.8s, and all that stuff. So yeah, dude, I love that, man. CLZ is a must have.
Yes, agreed.
But yeah, no, Uncanny X-Men. It was amazing to see Cyclops back at it, doing his thing. You even got to see Wolverine refer to him as Slim, which made me just giggle inside. I was so pumped to read that. And dude,
they did a really good job. They did a really good job. And it's refreshing to see because I've been I've become like accustomed to kind of like this subpar X-Men run we've had on our hands here. And I knew Cyclops was coming back, but I'm like, we'll see what that means. If it's not done right, then a big whoop, But man, they did it well. They did it well. I like that all the core X-Men are out of the mix. They're in Age of X-Man.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of just like Cyclops, Lone Ranger. What's up, Bake the Snake? Thanks for popping in on us, brother. We know there's a lot of other streams going.
Yeah, we're crossing streams right now.
Yeah, a lot of stream crossing. But I'm so pumped for some of these books, even if it was just me and you, dude. I just feel like talking comics. So
hell yeah, dude. No, so this book makes me really happy, the Uncanny X-Men number 11, because I also picked up, where did I put it? Marvelous X-Men.
Yes.
And I was not a fan of this at all.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a slow ass comic book. They saved some animals out of a forest. I shit you not. That is what they did in the book. And I don't remember who said it, but I was on one of these live streams earlier, and someone said they're not into hippie apocalypse, and that is exactly who X-Man is. Is not an interesting character to me right now. I liked X-Man back during the Age of Apocalypse, but he's a different dude now, man. 23 years will put some will change a man, and yeah, it's not a good book. And if Uncanny X-Men can stay awesome, stay relevant, and be a good book to read, then I don't need to collect all the see all these variants there, all these sub issues that they're going off into. I don't need to read any of them. That's out. That's over with. Like, nope.
Yeah, I hear you. I didn't hate the Marvelous X-Men. I see what they're going for, the world that they're trying to build, which I think it's kind of interesting in theory. But yeah, it doesn't even. I think like I'm lowering the bar of my expectations now with some of these books. But when you get a book like Uncanny 11, it's like, oh yeah, this is what I'm looking for out of an X-Men comic.
Yeah.
Some favorite moments. Some favorite moments from that X-Men book. First, I just love the way that they're drawing Cyclops in like that first half. Can you show some of the? I'm not sure which page it is because I got it on the.
Yeah. So
on the digital, but the hoodie with the hat brim, like, dude.
Yeah. No. Well, one thing that was really cool about this book, it's 3 issues. They've got the first issue with where it shows Cyclops getting into how he comes into the fray here, and then the second issue of the book. It's a thick book. This is an $8 comic book, guys, and I wasn't even prepared for that. I just grabbed it and didn't even look at the cover price.
How about that? How about that next page? That from the one that you just showed, where he throws the bottle in the air.
Oh yeah, he's sipping on some
getting a little
juice.
A little D-Runk.
You're getting a little D-Runk.
And multiple, man, the cameos of the characters that show up in this thing, I loved every single choice.
Yeah, they had Chamber. They had
Chamber. Yes, the Morlocks.
Yeah, they had this gentleman that wears the shield with the star on it. I forget his name right now.
Yeah, I was so pumped to see him show up. They have a cool exchange.
Yeah, he pretty much Cyclops calls out Captain America for not really following through with being a friend to the mutants, and you know he draws a line in the sand. He's like, hey, you could have done more to help the X-Men from not being decimated right now. So thanks for nothing.
Yeah, he basically says like, look, bro, I've been dead for like 2+ years, and what do I come back to? So same shit, some politician up on a stage talking about how they're gonna wipe us out. I show up to the rally to look him eye in the eye, and what do I find? But you here, Captain America, draped in the American flag, hanging out, protecting these people. And he's like, I'm keeping people safe. Yeah, you're keeping your people safe, Cap, not my people. And
Yeah.
dude, and that's when it culminates to that final scene when he's like, Scott, I think you should calm down because there's cameras here, you know? And he's like, you know what? Good, you got cameras? He's like, put them on me and don't edit this. Open APB for any X-Men. Meet me at whatever spot, right? And then that's when he goes to the spot, and all the X-Men are gone. They're in Age of Apocalypse or Age of X-Men.
Yeah.
And that's when a bunch of villains meet him there instead. And he's like, oh shit. And then you hear snicked, right? Where's the snicked? That's what got me on the page right prior.
So right here,
Snicked.
basically the Reavers are talking about how they're going to kill him and you're going to die alone. And then you hear someone say, he ain't alone. And you hear the snicked.
Ugh.
And then, yeah, then you see Wolverine is up in a tree, and then he leaps from the tree, and, you know, optic blast this, adamantium claw that. They wreck a bunch of shop together, and it's just awesome to see these two people on the same panel. It's not a what if story. It's not an alternate reality. It is just the damn book. And
hey, how about that last page? Can you flash that last page, which is how about their interaction? Because all they say to each other is, so that beef goes down. He says Logan, and Wolverine says Slim.
So yeah,
and then
they're literally standing on top of the bodies right now, and you see Cyclops go Logan, and Wolverine says Slim, and then they look. It's like they nodded at each other.
Yeah, and then Wolverine just says, "All right, well now that we're caught up, we got work to do."
Dude, it's beautiful.
Now that we're caught up, that's beautiful, dude. You're right.
So for me, like I love the book, and it was worth the money to me, but it could have ended right there. I didn't need the Wolverine story after that. I don't think the Wolverine story added a whole lot.
Oh, you know what? I didn't read the Wolverine story. Now that you mention it,
yeah.
Am I okay to not read it?
Yeah, skip it. It basically shows that they went to the same rally. Hey, by the way, for the 6 people that are watching right now, we're talking about comic books that we read today. We're going all out spoilers. We're not holding anything back on anything we decide to talk about.
Yeah.
So if you decide to if you don't need the spoiler, then I apologize. You watch it. Come back and watch when you're done. It'll be a good episode.
Spoiler alert.
So I had something fun I wanted to do. You ready for this?
I'm always ready.
All right. So does anyone out there have the Marvel Comics app for reading comic books? You can find it on the App Store. You can find it on Google Play. You know, Android, iPhone, doesn't matter. You find it, and if you type in that code, it's all blurry. Tell you what, I'll just read it. We got L9WF067EUXYR. That is the code for Uncanny X-Men number 11. Ooh. Whoever gets it, gets it.
Nice.
That is something I'm going to be doing now. Like, so if it's not a book that I think is going to have huge value going forward, if it's not something that needs to be pressed, they all come with this little digital sticker thing that you can rip off, and it's kind of defacing your book a little bit. It really is. But if it's not something that's going to pay off my mortgage, then I figure I can read those codes off, give them to people, and let them have at it. So yeah, that's something I'm going to be doing from now on.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm going to type it here in the chat.
Yeah, and if and I've been getting into the digital realm myself. if anyone needs a hookup on that, I'm happy to share digital books as well. So yeah, man, hit a brother up. I can put you on because I don't mind the reading experience for some of. Let me see. For reading some stuff digitally, like here's the the Batman issue, and on a tablet, I mean, it reads just fine.
Yeah, no,
You know?
it's beautiful to be able to read a book digitally and one not have to worry about whether or not the book is getting damaged. If you always wanted to read New Mutants '98, but you don't have $500 to go buy it,
Right.
well, you can buy it for a couple bucks on Comixology or the Marvel Comics app. So, whew.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. There was only 4 comics that I decided to buy hard copies of this week, and that was Die. I intend to continue to buy, the hard copies of these for, I don't know, as long as it's good, I guess, and it still is good. So I picked up Die. That sweet Sean Murphy Batman cover. Did you grab this one, D?
I did. I've got that one right here. It was a welcome break from the story that they were doing. And my favorite part about this book is right here. It says this story takes place before the events in Batman 61 through 63. Nightmares will resume in Batman number 66. So that means I can just skip Batman number 66 because I don't give a shit about that story.
Yeah.
What?
Pretty much. I thought that was funny. That it's weird that they just bail on the story to do a flashback.
They bailed on 2 stories. You said it the other day that they didn't wrap up their Bane story, and maybe this Nightmare thing is part of that, but they're not even hinting at it. So if it is part of it, it doesn't count. It's ass right now, and I'm not into it.
No, disappointing. This issue was pretty good though. I was fine with it. It's not Tom King, which I think is probably a welcome break, and probably why they did it. Honestly, I think Tom King is probably writing a lot of. He's doing Heroes in Crisis. He's probably got a lot of shit on his plate, so they broke up the Batman duties with this little Flash miniseries deal. I mean, it was an okay read. I was confused on not confused, but I am out of the loop on the characters that they introduced at the end of that issue. Were you aware of these Gotham Knight characters?
Yes, that was during the first run of when Tom King first took over on Batman during when Batman Rebirth, the DC Rebirth story came on. And that was a good run. Here's the thing. Like, Tom King has done, pretty good with Batman up until the last couple issues, in my opinion. But
yeah, I'd agree with that.
It wasn't as good as Scott Snyder. And, I think Rebirth was good for a lot of DC comics. And it wasn't even bad for Batman, but New 52 Batman was phenomenal.
Yeah. Snyder Capullo was a great Batman run.
Like, all of it was amazing. Like, even when Jim Gordon became Batman, I was still reading it. Like, it was damn good.
Really, Jim Gordon becomes Batman?
Yeah, dude. Batman Endgame. After Endgame wraps up and Batman takes out the Joker. No. So,
did you grab the variant?
Yeah, and there it is. It's nowhere. The last issue was a lot better, and I actually wouldn't have even read this book because this is kind of a cover swipe for me.
Oh yeah,
cover shop.
That's a cover grab, I think.
But I only picked up 8 comic books today. Usually I pick up more than that, and I can power through 8 comic books in one night. So I read it, so I had something to talk about, and it wasn't a terrible book. You know, her and Batman are trying to solve a mystery of who murdered someone, and the whoever writes this book, I forget at the time, something Humphreys, does a really good job with Harley's inner monologue and her way of talking.
Oh, really?
And,
Nice.
yeah, you know, you can hear the Harley Quinn from Batman the Animated Series voice while you're reading this book. It's really good. So, not really good. Like, I'm not giving it like 5 out of 5, but
Right. But because sometimes when Harley Quinn is bad, it can be pretty bad. I find Harley Quinn to be bad when they try to do two things. One, when they're almost linked. When they try to make her female Deadpool. So when they have her do fourth wall breaks, it's like, Harley shouldn't be doing fourth wall breaks. Just leave that whole concept alone, honestly. Leave that to Gwenpool, I guess. And then secondly, the humor. Sometimes like the humor just falls flat, bro. Like, that's one thing I've come to notice is comic book writers, they're not particularly funny. There's a lot of failed humor in comic books.
No, so this would piss you off because at one point she does break the fourth wall in this book, and that part I did not enjoy. I rolled my eyes too. I saw that and I was like really, that's just dumb. You know, Harley Quinn is cool. She doesn't need to be Harley Deadpool. So I agree with you on that. But hey, listen, you know, this is another book where I could have passed on it and lived. You know, I really doubt that, you know, it's going to go up in price. You know, like it's not going to go up to $50 or anything. So.
No, I think that book will end up above cover price, but I don't think it's going to do anything crazy. But it'll probably end up being like a $10 book, something like that. I think.
I need to start selling some of those. I do a lot of cover shops, and they just sit in my box afterwards. And I need to get on, you know, grifting these books out. Like I need to. So what are the first 3 walls? That's a good. Oh, the first 3 walls are the walls around you, and the fourth wall is the one looking at the camera, I think.
Yes, that's right. The 3 walls are the set, you know.
Yeah.
And the fourth wall, it's where you're like, now you're in the studio audience commenting on the show. You know, now you're getting meta. And I like when comics are, I mean, look, there's different ways to approach everything. But for the most part, and especially with Batman-related titles, I like when stuff is grounded in reality because there's already suspension of disbelief with people running around in costumes and superpowers. And to go back to me, like, totally slobbing on Uncanny number 11, a good example of keeping it, there was a small moment that is easy to just skip by that I really loved in that Uncanny issue. And it's when Cyclops, you know, he just gets back and he links up with Jamie Madrox, the Multiple Man. They conversate, they shoot the breeze, and the end of that exchange is Multiple Man saying, "Hey, by the way, you need some cash?" And Cyclops is like, "Yeah, I could probably use a couple $100 to get back on my feet." And then there's a cool little moment of Multiple. It shows a panel of Multiple Man holding out a handful of some cash, and then he multiplies his hands to turn that dough times 5 or whatever.
Yeah.
But like that's totally something that you never think about. Like, yeah, you know what? These heroes, they probably need to have cash on hand to like get by. Cyclops is, you know, I wouldn't say he's on the run, but he's got no home base. Yeah, he could use some petty cash to like hold it down. So I love when you tether shit to reality like that. More so they go the other way and stop breaking the fourth wall and acknowledging you're in a comic and stuff.
Yeah. Hey, I just typed in another digital code there. That is the digital code for Marvelous X-Men. So
nice.
If you want to read on that one, you've got the digital code up there for that.
I love that Magneto design.
Yeah.
He looks badass.
Colossus has
with the nub.
He's got a nub.
And this is really my first interaction with this Nature Girl character.
Yeah, no.
Normally is a character that I would usually hate, but I like her.
Yeah.
But she's new to me. I don't know if has she been around for a bit? Nature Girl.
I don't know, and I don't intend on finding out. Just not interested. She's one of those eco hero
Yep.
characters, and not saying there's anything wrong with that. I love the environment. I wish our environment in life would get better, but I'm reading a comic book. I don't want to read about stuff like that. I want to read about, Apocalypse and Phoenix and Galactus and let me get some stuff. I don't need to hear about, like, the main action piece out of this book is they saved a bunch of animals from the forest.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it's definitely a major piece of it. Yeah. Yeah, but I feel like they're doing it to illustrate how utopian these people are. This version of the X-Men is supposed to be. Like, not only will they try to save every person in that building, but they're also going to try to save wildlife. Like, they're really trying to hit home that X-Men is like almost brainwashing these people to be like super utopia. I'm curious to see where it ends up. I'm into it. In Nature Girl, what I like about Nature Girl is, like, she's just a good old fashioned character, in my opinion. Like, when I revisited X-Men after not reading for a while, I'm seeing, like, I don't even really know his name anymore. Hey, Nerd versus Fat, what's up? Ruben. But when I revisited X-Men after not reading for a while, I'm seeing, like, the dude who's a skeleton inside of a pink gelatinous body. I'm seeing like some other random characters, and then the other chick that's almost looks like a ripoff of him, Armor, the chick who has, like, a big armor force field around her, which doesn't really make sense as a mutant power of, like, she has a samurai force field around her. And then their names don't really match their powers. I just like, you got Iceman, you got Beast, you got Angel, right? It's like cut and dry, classic archetype, classic power, Nature Girl. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah. Iceman, Nature Girl. Just give me a straight up name. I can clearly see what her powers are. She's got fucking antlers on her head. She communicates with nature. Love it. Don't overthink it.
Dude, I didn't get to read Old Man Quill. My comic shop did not have it. My comic book store is like a chain. It's called Hot Comics.
Hot Comics.
Yeah, and I go to like a smaller version of it is the closest one to my house. So I have to have it on my pull list usually for certain books. If I don't have it on my pull list, it doesn't show up there. So, but it looks like you have a copy of that.
Oh, this whole thing? I didn't get the variant or anything because there were some cool variants, but they're pricey. Really cool cover, and it was a great read. It was good, man. It didn't disappoint. And
I was hoping you were going to say it sucked because
really?
Now I have to get it.
Yeah, you do have to get it. It's cool. Have you read any of the other Old Man titles?
Yeah, no, I've been in Old Man Hawkeye, Old Man Logan,
yeah,
Old Lady Harley.
Yes, yeah, me too. Which isn't it's not as quality of a read, but I like the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. And it's the same writer of Old Man Hawkeye, Ethan Sachs, and he does a good job. Yeah, Nerd versus Fat. That's right. This cover, because I was really admiring this thing, because upon closer inspection, it's like you got a dope Quill image, but then the mask, it's like a cracked up mask, and the eyeball is actually a planet exploding in the eyeball, which is a relevant part of the story. So it's actually a really well done cover. The A cover is good stuff. So
I'm looking at all the covers right here, and that would be the cover that I would want. You know, obviously some of the other ones are more rare, so they're going to be more valuable, but that is the best looking cover that I could see out of this.
Count Von Strange, the fourth. What's up, brother?
Hey.
Hey, Count Von Strange had, I don't know if I commented on it or not, but I did watch it. Count Von Strange sometimes is good for Monty Python comes to mind when, and now something completely different, right? With Count Von Strange, because so I remember the other day I clicked onto his page and it was the Count strolling through his neighborhood. He's like, oh, by the way, there was a double homicide in that apartment over there. Just FYI. It's like, I think the guy killed himself too, so it's like a homicide-suicide. Anyway, just walking over to the supermarket. It was just like, I don't know, I just got such a kick out of that video. And he also had some other videos where he was just playing like some really old school tunes from like 1920s, I think, on a little kind of like boombox radio. And I don't know, it was just enjoyable. So if you guys are not, the people in the chat, if you like something completely different, Monty Python style, Count Von Strange is good for that. He's got great comics too, and he's been collecting for a long time, so he's got good insight and a good palette for comics. But he'll throw a little something completely different at you now. So shout out to you, sir.
That is one of my favorite things, because there are so many channels where it's like, hello, look at the new comic book that I got. That will be all today. And then, you know, that's the end of the video. And I'm kidding. Most people are a little more creative than that. But you get to the point where you see enough comic books where seeing something a little different once in a while is kind of fun. So I agree with you on that. That's pretty good stuff. Did you see the video that I don't think he's in our chat right now, but did you see the video that Genome Presents did the other day?
Oh, of linking up the YouTubers and their comic characters?
Yeah.
I did see that. I did see that.
Which character were you?
Now, I don't think he got mine right. But I think it might be because of when he jumped onto my channel. But he linked me up with the Collector because of like the amount of slabs that I was collecting. And like I said, the timing is, I think he probably jumped on when I was doing the slab for SIGs, you know, deal. And I was buying like a slab or two sometimes, but at least a slab a week for like a month. So it probably seemed like, damn, Comic Head buys a lot of fucking slabs. But that was just a short-term incentive thing. Like, you'll notice I haven't been dropping slabs like that recently.
Yeah, I guess pricey.
Yeah, man, I need to show a little restraint.
Dude,
but anyway,
quit messing with it. You're gonna drop it.
Oh, I know. There's a lot of people out there that have way more badass collections than me. So I was just like, oh man, you could have. There's someone else that probably could have used that moniker than me, because I'm probably like the klutz.
Did you see who he called me?
Remind me. I would say Iron Man, right? Yeah.
Oh, Iron Man, Tony Stark.
Oh yeah, good call, right?
Yeah, that was an intentional segue, by the way. I went the long way with it, but I wanted to give the dude a shout out. I thought that was a hell of a video. He had a lot of people in there, and that was pretty cool. So, and Tony Stark fits for me. I know I'm a genius. I'm obviously a billionaire,
right?
And my Iron Man suit, I do a lot of cool shit with that,
right?
But
philanthropist.
Yep. Or he compared me to Tony Stark because I do some drinking once in a while.
Demon in a bottle.
Yep.
Poor Mike. Yes, I am still cigarette free. I actually am pulling it off, dude. I think it's almost gonna be like 2 months now Um, so yeah, so far so good. And
Is that the longest you've gone?
Yeah, that's the longest I've gone, like, ever, dude. And I've been smoking for about 10 years, over 10 years. So,
dude, so
pretty wild.
And I quit smoking a long time ago too. And this is
them heaters.
Yeah, them heaters are gone. But when you give up the heaters, if you were to crack, which I don't want you to.
I smoked crack?
No, if you were to crack on the cigs and have one,
right,
it will taste like the first one you ever had. Like it
tastes bad, right?
It doesn't taste the same.
Right.
And hiccups like that will happen, but the important thing is if you do, it doesn't mean you finish the pack. You fucking like, oh, I had a rough night. No, back at it.
Yeah, because I made a point to not even do the e-cigarettes or the vapes or anything like that, which a lot of people suggested to me to do. They said, oh, in the beginning, just vape a little bit. But I really wanted to stray away from that. I've made the analogy before of, I feel like doing e-cigarettes and vaping is almost like someone who's trying to quit cocaine, sniffing lines of vitamin C while they're trying to kick it. It's like, it's oddly close to that ritual. And even though it's like, yes, I'm not smoking tobacco, nicotine, whatever, it's too close for comfort to just go through that ritual again. But in the moments of weakness, I do have a little vape pen that, if I do need to, whatever, let some steam out, whatever, I'll pull on that a couple times and be done with it. But to anyone who's trying to quit cigarettes, it ain't particularly easy. So I don't know if I'm making it look easy, but yeah, just today I was like, fuck, man, I could probably use a cigarette, but I didn't do it.
Did you read that Iron Man comic book that you got there?
I didn't. No, this is just a cover grab for me.
Yeah.
How about you?
That's another one where I wouldn't have read it if I had bought more books this week, but I needed to fill some time in. I did read it, which was a little off for me because I didn't read 1 through 7 of this series. So I didn't really know what was going on. And he doesn't even have the whiskey. He has like a martini at the end of it. He's kind of like tricked into it. It's not even his fault. So.
And El Crudo has an interesting question that I'd like to get into. And this might segue into it. There was a guy that left. I'm gonna make a new Comic Book Day video and go through a bunch of stuff. And I'm gonna put an open invite on that video for, I don't know, someone to leave me negative feedback, right? Because I got a comment. It's like in my notifications, I can see the beginning of it. It's like ... like it's continuing more than I can see in the preview. But I think he deleted it. So someone left me some heat in the comment section, but must have bailed and deleted it. I wish he didn't, because I wanted to see what it was. Like, that's one thing about me is I'm down for, like, you can leave me negative comments and stuff. I'm not gonna get butthurt about it. It's fine. I know I get some thumbs down on my videos, so I know I'm not some people's cup of tea. But he had put, because it relates to this cover, this Iron Man cover, and this was in my new Comic Book Day. No, this was in like my 2 weeks out hot picks, and it was the week for this one. So I shouted out this Iron Man cover, and he said, "From your comments about Iron Man, you are one of the reasons why the comic industry is starting to collapse into itself. ... And I can't see what else he wrote, but it looked like he continued on. But he deleted it, and I'm like, oh, I want to know why I'm part of why the industry is collapsing. Like, I want to know why he thinks that. Like, it's all good, bro. I don't mind.
Well, in that video, you did. I'm not trying to put you under the bus here, but you had said that Iron Man was, more of a C character in your opinion,
and that I've never read an Iron Man book.
Yeah, well,
I suspect that might be. Maybe he had a problem. I'm like, I've never read Iron Man, but this cover's dope. I'm gonna grab it.
And that helps the comic book industry. You bought it from a comic book shop where the guy is selling it, and you made a video hyping it up so that other people might go check it out. Like, dude, that book was not on my radar until I saw your video on it. So that to me, that I don't know. Like, everyone's got their opinion, and like you said, some people are going to think that that we suck, or I suck, or you suck, or whatever. But
Yeah.
dude, buying a comic book because of the cover is not a bad thing. That is why they spend a shitload of money on cover artists to do crazy things with their books. So
Yeah, and I'm assuming that's what his point was. I don't know. I wish he didn't delete it, but anyway, I would have loved to know. But this makes a great cover, because El Crudo, he had posed the question, "What makes a good cover?" Which that's a good question. Um, they got you to cash grab you on yourself. Yeah, I know. I know this makes a good cover. This Iron Man issue. So, D, what do you think makes this? Can you put it into words? What makes this issue of Iron Man a good cover?
well, Iron Man's one of his most famous stories is Demon in a Bottle. And that right there lets you know that Tony Stark is going to have a battle with alcohol again. And that to me is an interesting subject. And it's a subject that hits home for a lot of people. A lot of, the name of my channel is D-Runk Comics. Maybe I've got an issue, but, it's something that makes you think about it. And, to me, it's one of Tony Stark's biggest, one of his biggest villains is alcohol. And the artwork, it looks like a photo of a whiskey glass with a comic book character, Iron Man, struggling to get out of it.
Yeah, it's kind of like surreal, it's honestly the surrealism of it is almost makes it like something you would find like in an art museum. To see somebody drowning in a glass of whiskey or whatever like that. Say it wasn't Iron Man. I think it's cool that it's Iron Man. But let's just say it was just a dude, a dude drowning in a glass of whiskey. That's a pretty profound image, and that's pretty badass too. So that was awesome. A white background. I'm a sucker for a white background. Count Von Strange, he had mentioned red. He likes a red cover. I hear the same thing about yellow a lot. People love yellow covers. Sometimes just a color will just makes it a good cover, or is a good start, So red, I agree. That makes me think of X-Men #4, the Jim Lee cover, first appearance of Omega Red.
Yep.
Has a really cool red, bold cover. And I think it's cool that Omega Red is the first appearance.
Yeah.
And yellow, I agree. Like those Daredevil covers from the 80s had a nice, like No More Mr. Nice Guy, Daredevil, Death of Elektra had some bold yellow covers. And white, man. I love white covers. This one, that Red Hood, Yasmin Putri, that came out last year, where it's just like a badass image of the new design of Red Hood's costume on a white background. And it looks tight.
I love shiny covers. I love foil variants. I love chromium covers, lenticular covers. That's really my thing. Like, a lot of people had, their comic book goals of 2019, and mine is to just find a shiny cover, buy it. That is my rule. As long as it's, DC, Marvel. I know a lot of the other comic book companies in the early mid 90s, like every book they put out was shiny. So I'm not going after all of those, but I'm trying to find just any shiny cover I can get my hands on. That's my
funny.
2019 goal.
That's funny. This is a new phenomenon to me. I don't even know about this happening. I don't recall seeing this before 2018. Correct me if I'm wrong. But horizontal covers.
Dude, it's cool.
It is pretty cool. What up, Geeks Drinks?
Geeks Drinks.
Yeah, I guess it is pretty cool.
I wouldn't want every cover to do it, But
No.
this is just one. Some people when they're recording, they're watching two people fight out on the street. Some people hold their phone like this, and some people hold their phone like this when they're recording it. And I usually hold it this way, but some people do it like that. And this is a cover where the dude held his phone the proper angle to take the picture.
Yeah, I mean, it lets you, take a different approach to the layout, obviously, because everyone's always so used to this structure, and you can do like a panoramic view of something.
So that would be the landscape, and the
Yeah.
normal way is portrait.
Yeah, which is okay. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of it just because it's still a book at the end of the day, and that's not the way you hold a book. And also, if you were to get it slabbed, it's going to look goofy in a slab because you're going to want to present it sideways. Like I said, it's cool, but it's a novelty. And I don't want to see it become too common. But, hey, it's different. It's fun. Like, this is a beauty. I love this cover so much, dude.
Yeah. No, I think it's a cool idea for a cover B that's, regular price. You can the cover A did the portrait orientation. So, if that, landscape was too offensive for you, then yeah, you definitely didn't need to do it. But yeah, that would look funny being slabbed because you can't hang a slab sideways. That would look crazy.
Ooh, Darwin Cook horizontal covers.
Oh,
I've never heard of that. I'm actually gonna push that into Google real quick and see what comes up. But that sounds fun,
dude. I had some crap the other day. I need to grab a book that's over here. Give me 1 second.
Sure. Oh wow, dude, who shouted that out? Nerd versus Fat?
Yeah.
Oh, buddy, that is a great call. Holy smoke! Look at some of these things. Let me see if I can get some of them up on the screen here. Oh, wow. I love Darwin Cook's art, dude. I really do. This one is amazing. I'm gonna absolutely Google this thing in a second. I mean, eBay this thing in a second.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm fucking it up, guys. I'm trying to get like a full screen of it. Oh, no. I'm blowing it. Screw it. I'm just going to show you my screen, and we'll just see how it goes. So here's what Nerd vs. Fat is talking about. Screen share. Boom. Okay. So can you see my screen now?
Yeah.
Okay. Look at this Batman and Robin cover. That is incredible. You can see Robin's like throwing gas grenades out of the drop top Batmobile that were thrown in, presumably. Batgirl, that's a horizontal cover right there. Incredible. That is stunning, dude. Justice League. I'm sorry, Green Lantern Corps. Stunning. What is this one? Justice League United. Stargirl Crew. Justice League. Is your boy Superman. Action Comics right here, D. Saving a kid from a train. So
nice, dude. I didn't comment because I wanted you to be able to show your screen on that.
Yeah. Yeah, so man, good call, dude. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah. So I showed this book the other day on my channel. We're talking about books that are hard to get CGC'd. And I was looking really forward to getting this sent out and slabbing it. The problem is it's a double cover. This is the real front cover of the book. So if I were to get this slabbed, it would come back and the back of the book would be like that.
You're kidding.
Yeah, dude. I didn't even know that. This is the cover that they showed on the eBay webpage. And I was just super pumped because I love Scarlet Spider.
I wonder if you could request it. Could you? You think any chance you could request? I would call CGC first because apparently you can talk to live people.
Yeah, I've called them a few times. I'll give them a shout out and try though. But the problem is I went on to eBay then looking for this book slabbed, and they all are like
they all
this.
have that. Yeah.
So hopefully they're willing to work with a guy and take care of it, because this is the cover of that book. I don't even know why that other cover is there.
Yeah. And D, let me tell you this. Tomorrow, I have a package that's going to arrive from CGC. The second batch of books ever that I sent off to get graded, right? And your boy blew it, right? I'm going to make a video on it. I'm going to keep it real. I'm not going to do like a hype train one like I did last time, where I set up a live stream and was like, be there when I open up these slabs, because it's only 4 books. There's 2 other ones, but they're Silver Age, my Silver Age Silver Surfers. They're going to come at a later date, but it's going to be like a cautionary tale of, apparently, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing when it comes to looking at a book and giving it the eyeball grade. Like, yeah, because we know if a book gets a low enough grade, it was pointless for you to slab it, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I got a couple. Oh man, it's gonna be an interesting video. I'm definitely gonna be pretty self-deprecating on that bad boy. So keep an eye out for that. It's too bad. There's one 9.8 in the bunch, which is good. But
was it the one you were hoping for?
No.
Okay.
No. Probably, honestly, the last one that I wanted to get that I care about is the last one. Is the one. And I sent it to get it pressed. I want to look at these books because I looked in the email and I saw the grades and I saw the graders' notes. And man, some of the things that they're talking about, the graders' notes, I'm like, man, I'm surprised that didn't get pressed out. So I don't know if they say you get beer muscles. I think I got like pressing muscles, and I looked at it and I was like, well, it's not perfect shape, but once I get it pressed, this thing's gonna be mint. I got.
No, dude. So I had this was my biggest shame. Was my first full appearance of Doomsday.
Yeah.
And dude, I'm still telling you this thing is mint. But the grader's note said something about a water stain on the back of the book. Well, it's imaginary because you can't see it. And they're also talking about some kind of fingerprint somewhere. I can't see that either. That, dude, I feel like my note, like the grader's notes and the grade got switched between this issue and another one. Like, I almost want to crack this open and send it back to him and see if it comes back different. But
right, and I agree with you guys of low grade's better than no grade. Classics are classics. I totally agree. If we were talking classic books, because what makes this even more shameful and embarrassing, and your boy taking an L, is I was trying to get cute with modern books that I thought are going to be hot. Like one of the books, for example, Deadly Class #1, right? Because the show's coming out. I had the #1 first print. That's a ridiculous book to have in a low grade. You know what I mean? And X-Men #4, the one I mentioned before, the Omega Red. I have it. I own it in a 9.6. But I came across this copy and I'm like, dude, this is a 9.8. So I'm going to ship that baby out to get it slabbed because I think it's going to top the 9.6 that I have. And spoiler alert, it didn't.
9.8 right here, baby boy.
Yeah, baby. That's what you got. Nice and clean. Yeah. Now, how did you come across that? Did you send it off to get slabbed?
I did not. This was a Christmas present from my mom.
See, so she bought it 9.8.
Yeah, no. So I'm not. I've had I've had a couple books that I've personally had submitted. One of them is my Secret Wars #8 that came back as a 9.6. X-Men Alpha, X-Men Omega came back as a 9.8. I submitted those. I submitted Superman #1 here. This is the San Diego Comic Con Convention Edition. Came back as a 9.4, which pissed me off, but I see what went wrong with that one. I'm not mad about it. And then, yeah, I've had a few books sent in personally, and oh, this is a good one though. This one came back as a 9.8. I was pretty excited about that one. That's the same issue, but this is
Nice.
a incentive sketch cover, and it's like a 1 in 50 variant.
That's a nice
So,
looking cover.
Yeah. And I was pumped that this one came back as a 9.8. So I've been able to eyeball a few good 9.8s, but that 8.0 Man of Steel #18 was not one of them. And right now I've got a stack of books like this already wrapped and ready to go, but it's gonna be like $400 to send them out. So I'm gonna, because I'm doing pressing on some of them. And then I'm doing fast pass on all of them because me and my boy Zach, we did pressing and no fast passes at all with CGC back in early September, and we're still waiting for it to finish the pressing stage. It's ridiculous.
Can I make a suggestion to you?
Yeah.
If you get the fast pass, right, and the way I've done it, which again I've only done it a couple times, but I've got them back 6 weeks. It's like they're true to their word, man. Send it to a third-party presser.
Dude, we were talking about this the other day. I need you to text me the guy that you send your shit to, because I will absolutely do that, man. Because that, like, they tell you right in the thing, it's like 89 days, business days.
Yeah.
With them,
it adds 7 days to the whole process. You ship them the books. You include your CGC invoice, the slip. He gets them. Usually he'll, like, from the 2 times that I've done it, when he gets the books, he'll press them that weekend, right? I think he does it on the side. So I wouldn't send it to him like on a Monday. Maybe I send it to him in the middle of the week, so he gets it on the middle of the week. He'll press it that weekend and ship them right out. So he only adds like 5 to 7 days tops. And then CGC will just do its thing with it. And then, fast pass, that shit adds up. Especially if you are doing a lot of books. Makes it really pricey.
Hey, Comics Misexplained, which book are you trying to get into 9.8 though? So you're saying that you got 2 ungraded ones. You talking about X-Men #4 or?
I think he was talking about #4.
Comics NYC, what up?
Hey, thanks for hopping in. Looks like he's dropping some knowledge here. Let's see.
Yeah. Oh,
using modern books that are already graded at 9.8. Oh, I see. Comparing 9.8s in the slab to books out of the slab,
Yeah.
Yeah, I really blew it with this last one. And I do think, like, that the pressing muscles thing is a factor, because there was some books that I was looking at, and I knew they had defects. I was looking at them like, I see that is off on the book, but I thought it was a pressable defect. And I think that's where I'm going wrong. I don't know, I guess it also just the kind of book, like I said, that Deadly Class #1, that's a book that if it's not a 9.8 or maybe a 9.6, it's kind of goofy to have it slabbed. Probably the most valuable book that's coming back in that batch is ASM 361, First Carnage. And I'll just tell you guys the grades. I don't have to build up suspense. Tell me if you guys think, because I think this is like the borderline of where it's not a joke to have it slapped. But that book came back 8.5. So it's First Carnage. ASM 361, 8.5. Is that goofy?
You know, see,
Kind of a
here's the
modern
deal.
book.
And you and I'm don't say you're pressing guy's name right now because I might be busting him out here a little bit. But do you think he did a good job?
I think that there is some notes, some of the graders' notes, that it struck me as something that should be a pressable defect. Because sometimes they say color breaking crease or something like that. I know press and clean isn't going to do anything to anything color breaking, but there were a couple notes in there that just said small fold on the backside or something like that. And I'm like, man, that's weird that the press didn't catch it.
So this one when I bought it, it was sold to me as VF minus from a comic book shop that I go to, and I had it pressed by CGC, and it came back 9.6, and I was pretty on board with what the comic shop that sent it to me. They weren't kidding. Like, it was not a perfect copy of this book, and I got it at a good deal. And yeah, but dude, I got that back in the 9.6, man. But that's one of the reasons why I kind of liked using the CGC one, because I saw them. I've seen a good result from it so far.
Mm. Yeah, that's interesting.
Well, we'll see. My next batch the CGC said it'll be coming at me towards the end of March. All of them were pressed by CGC, so we'll see how those ones come out. So you had 361, Amazing Spider-Man. What else do you have coming back?
There were so the two books that are not coming back tomorrow but are at CGC, Silver Surfer #1 and #3, and I know those are going to be. I'm hoping that they can get above 1.0 at this point. They got tape on it. That's the main. I know you can't get above a 3.0 with tape. Yeah. So anyway, I got those coming in low grade, totally fine. Those are sentimental books. Those are me just happy to own the slabs. But the ones that are coming back tomorrow, ASM 361, Deadly Class #1, X-Men #4, the Omega Red one. That was a really silly one because I have it in a 9.6, but I thought it was a 9.8. It was not. And the last one is Nailbiter #1, the Image comic Nailbiter. Apparently that one got optioned or something. So I figured it looked like a really clean copy, so I figured I'd get it slabbed. And also, I was just a big fan of Nailbiter. I followed it for a long time. I really like that book. So pretty much anything I have slabbed, it's stuff that I'm happy to own it. So
yeah.
Even if nothing happens with that Nailbiter, I love that book. I love that cover off of the #1 issue. And spoiler alert, that's the one that came back 9.8. So that's cool. Yeah. If that one came back 8 something, that would have been a straight up joke.
Yeah. No, poor Mike was asking if we collect. Oh, sorry, never mind. Yeah, he was talking to you, Comic Ed. He's wondering if you
right, selling or keeping.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it depends. Like that first Carnage is something that I plan on just keeping. But admittedly, the Deadly Class and the Bueller are two books that I was considering selling, and the X-Men 4 was one that I was hoping was going to upgrade my 9.6 copy, because I do want that book in a 9.8. But hey, Bueller.
What up, dude?
Hey, man. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah. Hey, me and Bueller were chatting earlier today about he had a really cool video today going over all the keys with
really?
From the X-Men run, like the Jim Lee 1991 through #113, all the key issues that came out of that.
Oh, series. I need to watch that because that's my favorite. My favorite videos of Bueller's is when he does just the keys. Those are really fun.
No, funny story on that. I'm no joke. I literally was late to work today, because I sat in my car and watched that before I went into work.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But Bueller, I told you, man, I got this puppy. I already showed it a few minutes ago, but yeah, he said in that video that this book sold for $275 a couple months ago.
Wow.
Which I, not that I didn't believe him, but I just wanted to see if it was a bunch of them. And it's this one dude who got really, really eager on that book, and he went ham on it. But yeah, it's still like right now you can still kind of find it around closer to the $80 mark. But yeah, that's one hell of a book.
And throwing it out there, I forgot who mentioned that they wanted, they were interested in a copy of X-Men 4. That one that I was hoping was going to upgrade my 9.6 is going to come back to me tomorrow as a 9.4. So my plan did not work to upgrade. So that one, yeah, I'm probably going to want to like sell it, I guess, at 9.4. And I don't expect to get more than like, I don't know, $50 for it or something.
Dude, you take that 9.4 and that 9.6. You take those points. You got a 10.0.
Yeah, baby.
That would be a cool book to see come back at a 9.9 or a 10.0 though.
Oh yeah, I love that cover.
What else did you pick up this week? You get anything else?
Well, Die, but I don't suspect that you picked it up this week.
I didn't. It was not at my shop.
No. Die continues to impress me and be a really fun read. And I would recommend it. And I'm probably going to elaborate a little more. I'm probably going to put a little video together on some of the stuff that I read this week. But that one's Recomundo for sure.
All right. Hey, are we ready to do another digital code?
Fire it up.
All right. Guys, Marvel Comics app, digital code. I'm typing it in right now. We got VCENZZ1X.
Wow, misexplained 5 copies for $26. That's amazing.
Boom. There is another digital code, ladies and gentlemen. Marvel Comics. That will get you Daredevil #1, which is a book that I did pick up today.
Ooh, I didn't pick that one up. I'm very interested to. I'm going to read that one. I'm probably going to grab a digital copy of that. And I'm interested to go back and watch TJ, the Slab Dragon, because I've never really heard him talk about comic book content and storylines. I've seen him bust out his slabs on Fools, but I suspect that he has a good take on comic books, and I'm looking forward to seeing that chat because he seems like he knows his stuff, and I guess he's a big Daredevil fan. And what's funny is I was gonna buy Daredevil. I was holding. Is it a Delato variant? The one of 10, I think, was a Delato variant, and I was holding it in my hand, and I almost put it in the stack. And you know why I put it down? It said the #1 was looking at me in the face. #1, Legacy 639 or whatever. And I said, you know what? Fuck you, #1. I'm not down with this. You keep on rebranding #1 every couple months. I don't know. It just annoyed me. I was like, keep that. They're on the rack. I'm not buying this variant. I'll buy it digitally. Whatever. So anyway, I didn't buy a physical copy. The #1 just annoyed me when I was looking at it. I'm like, come on. Why is this a #1?
Dude, I am so proud of you for taking a stand against renumbering of the comic books. I mean, once in a while, when it gets really stale and you're really rebooting your book, you go for it. But when we're just talking Daredevil, it's Daredevil. He's flipping off rooftops. He's sneaking up on people. Roundhouse kick. He hears shit really good.
Yeah.
He's blind. It's Daredevil. Daredevil 638. Let's go.
Yeah, and it didn't seem like there was, because I was reading the Phil Noto for the Death of Daredevil. I read that run. I don't know. It just didn't seem like there's any reason to really reboot it.
Yeah.
Anyway, how was it read wise?
It was good. You know, a little spoilery here. I mean, he's trying to get back into the swing of things, being Daredevil.
Yeah, don't spoil me 100%, but give me a spoiler taste because I'm still gonna read it.
Yeah, no, he's nothing super huge spoiler happens in this. He's getting back into the swing of things, and he struggles against some people that he should not struggle against at all. Like these are some people that he should have just wiped the floor with, and they got some hits in, and it was frustrating for him. So, did you read Man Without Fear?
Not really. No, I think I checked out like one book.
Later, Bueller.
Hey, see you, Bueller. I'm definitely gonna check out that X-Men video soon.
So, Man Without Fear, you were gonna say if you had read that.
Paul Mike, thanks for hanging out, dude. Appreciate your support.
Adios.
I read like one issue of Man Without Fear, but it was mostly the death of Daredevil, the Phil Noto run. But I know he was like the whole Man Without Fear thing. He was basically like in a hospital bed. He got visited by Kingpin, but he was not out and about as Daredevil in that run.
Correct, and the entire time he's got like his personal embodiment of fear is haunting him, and this is something that it looks like he's going to be having to live with going forward. He's no longer the Man Without Fear. He's now, you know, he's badass ninja dude Daredevil, but he does have to deal with fear now, and that's you know, that's something that is going to be part of his life for a while.
Interesting.
Hey, can you fill 48 seconds of airtime while I use the restroom?
Sure. 48 seconds, huh?
I've got it timed. I'm good.
Yeah. Old Man Quill. I suggest you guys jump on it. I think Misexplained. Was it Misexplained that said he wanted to buy Old Man Quill? Good read, man. They get like, it's like a serious tone with it. There's like some heavy duty themes of guilt in it, and like it gets pretty heavy. Oh, the pulp looking bad guy. I know. What's his name? I think it starts with a V. But there was a villain that they introduced in that Daredevil Phil Noto run that I did make a point to get his first appearance. Yeah, he looks like he's dressed like the Pope. Yeah, with like a red cross on his outfit. Wish he was real, as in real life, or he was in continuity. Was he not an actual continuity character? I forget his name. I think it starts with a V. Maybe D-Runk will know. But he looked pretty interesting. Yeah, D-Runk.
Yeah, what up?
What was the name of... It's like on the tip of my tongue, and I think it started with the letter V. The guy that... it was a first appearance of a villain in that Phil Noto Death of Daredevil run. And he looked like the Pope. He was like dressed in like Pope garb with a red cross on his face.
I do not remember the name of that character. He was badass, though.
He was badass. Yeah. Oh, it was a dream sequence.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Daredevil should have more religious bad guys. Totally agree. They should lean into that Christianity thing a little more.
And I'm not super religious, and I don't care to see that in comic books, but that is part of Daredevil's mythos. He's Catholic, and he struggles with fitting his lifestyle into his religion. And I agree that would be a damn good play to have more religious villains. That would be good.
Yeah. Yeah, I always like a good religious villain. And that's why here's a little promo thing for you to look forward to, Misexplained. If you like religious villains, you're gonna love Old Man Quill. Because there's actually a really interesting religious villain overtone happening in this book. So it was just really well done. Really well done. I was telling them while you were gone that like Old Man Quill gets like real. There's like serious there's like serious overtones of regret, like dealing with some hardcore regret. Peter Quill does, and like I don't know, it's just hardcore. You can really empathize for him in this book. It's well written, man. That's the one thing that you get from those old man whatever fill in the blank characters is they're all like broken versions of themselves, you know.
Yeah.
And this Quill one is no different. You're dealing with a broken Peter Quill, you know. Who's Mr. Arnold?
Mr. Arnold?
Mr. Arnold as the villain.
Okay.
It doesn't ring a bell, no.
Well, anyways, it's still good to see you. Comic Book Wins. What's up?
Yeah, man. I don't think I've seen him around. Let me plop onto see if he's got a channel. Because it's a badass name. Comic Book Wins. No videos. Make some videos, man. You got a cool name.
Yeah, dude.
Well, I don't know. I think we've covered all the bases, huh, D-Runk?
Yeah, no, I think we're getting there. I think we had a good video. We had some people watching. I mean, I read also Justice League 17. This is the B cover. You can pass on it. Pretty much the entire book is Martian Manhunter dealing with Lex Luthor, and they tie them into each other as children somehow, which is an odd thing to go through. And then Young Justice #2. I will not be reading this series anymore.
Yeah. I suspected that. Was at least Connor Kent in it this time?
No.
Come on, dude.
Dude, I'm not kidding. I literally wanted to rip the book in half, like physically rip it in half out of protest. I didn't because I paid money for it, but dude, it's the first issue. He made a cameo appearance on like the last page, and he was on the cover, and on the second issue he's on both the A and B covers, and there he is on the cover. They're doing like the put your hands in the middle, go team, but yeah, he's not in the book at all.
Yeah, they're doing the Whoa Bundy.
Yeah, whoa Bundy. Dude, that's what I fucking love you, man. That is a damn good reference. Hell yeah. But yeah, no, he is not in the issue at all. It pretty much focuses in on Wonder Girl and this Green Lantern kid that I've never met before. Yeah, so I know
that little Lantern kid. Teen Lantern, is that it?
Yeah, I don't know or care. But
it doesn't look good.
Yeah, this book could literally feature me as a superhero comic book character in the third issue, and I would not pick it. Nope.
You would still not be invested.
Nope. I'm done with it. It's out.
Yeah. That whole Wonder Comics seems like it's not for me. I mean, like I said, Naomi, the first issue, I actually thought it was cool. I'm gonna at least check out Wonder Twins #1 and see what happens there. But I doubt it's for me.
Yeah, Comics Misexplained that it's on Netflix right now. It's either Netflix or Hulu. And yeah, I've been watching a lot of Married with Children recently. God, that's one of my all-time favorite shows.
Dude, all-time favorite. I mean, when it comes to like sitcoms, like half-hour sitcom comedies, because when you're comparing TV shows, there's different categories. You know, like 1 hour dramas is its own thing, but half-hour comedy shows, sitcoms, I'm hard pressed to not make that like number one. You know, like The Office is big for me. I really like The Office. But dude, I think Married with Children is legit number one.
Dude, people like definitive answers. I think we're both ready to say it's number one. Period.
Yeah, right. Number one.
Yeah,
It's
that's it.
It's because to this day you still never got what they did there. They totally flipped it on its head. Of you always get the sitcom where you have the wife nagging the husband's always pandering to the wife, and the wife is like, oh, you're not going to get any tonight because you did X, Y, and Z wrong or whatever, or like someone's not going to get any tonight because you didn't take the trash out. Al Bundy loathes the idea of having sex with Peggy. It's punishment. He's like, oh my God, I gotta bang my wife. He's like, oh, it's like, dude, it's so hilarious. The family doesn't respect him. It's incredible. And there's no show with the balls to do what Married with Children did.
Yeah. No, dude. And never forget that he once, playing for Polk High, scored 4 touchdowns in a single game.
In one game.
This one?
Polk High. Dude, just a washed up shoe salesman who always brings up his high school glory. Like, oh my God. I love self-deprecating like type humor. Like, you know, I love that Al Bundy's like a loser. A lovable loser, though. You root for him, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That makes me watch Modern Family from time to time just because I love the actor. Like, he's not playing the same character. It's almost like I try to envision him as like, you know, he eventually got rich, and now he's got his, you know, his trophy wife.
Right. You know what's interesting about him, Ed O'Neill, is because I'm big into MMA and UFC and shit, and Ed O'Neill, Al Bundy, is a black belt in jiu-jitsu in real life. He's a badass martial artist, a black belt, dude, a black belt.
Dude, he kicked a lot of ass in Married with Children.
Yeah.
That I saw a great episode the other day where they're like stuck on the highway for a family vacation, and like this car behind them is telling them to shut up, and like, you know, the Bundy family's all arguing with each other, and then, you know, this car behind them starts talking shit, and they all like put their beef on hold, jump out the car, and just destroy this family.
Yeah, I remember that one. Misexplained. I think the kid you're referring to is Seven. Wasn't Seven like the kid that they brought up for a little bit?
He was on the side of a milk carton.
Just wrote him off.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was a low point. Everyone jumps the shark from time to time, but
the later seasons, you know, I could do without, but those early ones. Yeah. Were you a fan of David or Jefferson?
You know, I liked them both. I mean, I missed the first husband, but you know, they were both different characters. It's not like one was like, it's not like they changed, they switched the actor.
They didn't recast. Yeah, she just married a new guy.
Yeah.
I really love Jefferson, man.
Yeah.
Jefferson being like the stud guy.
Yeah.
Like the bimbo. He's the trophy husband. What a funny concept. Fucking trophy husband for Marcy Darcy's nagging ass. And Jefferson and Al had a good friendship. Like, David was cool, but he was like,
I think you meant Steve.
Oh, Steve. That's right. Why am I thinking David? Steve. That's right. Yeah, Steve. Steve was cool, but he was basically just kind of like the, I don't know, smartest guy in the room kind of character.
Yeah.
Type of deal. I like losers.
Yeah.
You know. And Jefferson was like the pretty boy but loser, though.
Yeah,
because he was basically useless.
Nah, dude, that was just a damn good show. I'm glad you made me think of it. When we get done here in a few minutes, I'm gonna go watch that. That is such a good show.
Yeah, it's awesome. All right, man.
Hey, I appreciate you for coming onto the show here. Once the stream is done, like saving itself to YouTube, I will leave a link below for subscribing to Comic Head 84. I'm sure most of you already are, but if you're not, you definitely should. He's got a hell of a channel, and hopefully you're already subscribed to me.
I just hit 300 subscribers, dude.
Word?
Today I hit 300.
Oh shit!
Crazy. I might have to do a little. There's only 5 in here right now. I'll tell you guys a secret.
Oh,
stick around on the next video. I'm not going to announce it, but let's just say I'm going to reward people that view the whole video for my next comic book day in celebration of the 300 subs. I wink.
dude, you always watch the whole video. Like,
gotta watch. Yeah.
Like, our buddy Steve from Geeks, Drinks, and Comics, he had a 100 subscriber celebration the other day, and that was one of them where you sat through a little music at the end, and you were rewarded. So, yeah,
even after the music, that's wild.
Yeah, no, he like sat there in some music and danced and sipped on a beer a little bit, and then then the words came up on the screen that he wanted he was having a little mini contest, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull one of those shenanigans, I think, on mine.
Hell yeah.
Cool, man. And I do want to run something by you, but I think we should do it after we ixnay on the Idiove.
Oh, I hear what you're saying. We're gonna talk when this is done.
Yeah.
All right. Hey guys. Hey, Comics Misexplained. Congrats on your 300s as well.
Yeah, he's got 309.
I am rocking a solid 154 right now. I'll catch up in no time. Not a problem.
You are gonna get a heavy duty shout out in my next video, my next new comic book day video. I'm gonna I'm gonna go in for my boy G-Runk.
Word?
Oh yeah, baby.
All right, guys. Hey, everyone. We're just dragging this out. It's like Lord of the Rings up in this bitch. We're gonna get out of here.
Yes.
You all have a great night. Thank you for tuning in, and check out our next videos, whatever they may be, whenever they may be.
Keep your eyes peeled. Peace.
Wah!